Today, we'll unpack why anxiety can feel like it's just come out of nowhere during menopause, even for women who've always had it together. You'll learn what's really happening in your body and why it makes perfect sense that you've been feeling this way. We'll finish with a powerful hand reflex you can use anytime, anywhere when anxiety starts to take over. If you're here, it's because something's shifted. You're not quite sure when it started, but you've noticed yourself feeling anxious for no reason, snapping at people you love, struggling to sleep when you're utterly exhausted, questioning your decisions or second guessing yourself constantly, feeling like you've lost the version of you that was once confident, calm, and capable. If this sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Let me reassure you, you're not broken. This isn't your fault. What you're experiencing is very real, very natural hormonal shift that affects not only your body, but your brain, your mood, your nervous system, and your emotions. Today, we're going to demystify what's going on in your body so you can stop blaming yourself and start taking back your power. By the end of this lesson, you'll clearly understand how hormonal shifts affect your anxiety, recognize your personal triggers, and have some simple techniques to calm yourself during moments of anxiety, stress, and overwhelm. So let's dive in. Let's start with the basics. During perimenopause and menopause, there are three key hormones doing some serious shifting and some doing a bit of a disappearing act. So let's look a little closer at them. Estrogen, progesterone, and cortisol. Estrogen is often called the superstar hormone because it plays a role in almost everything: your mood, skin, energy, bones, and brain function. So we could see estrogen a bit like Beyonce. It makes us feel sexy, it's sensual, flirty, confident, and sociable. Estrogen is the dominant hormone in the first half of your menstrual cycle. It's called the follicular phase. We have estrogen receptors everywhere in our body, so its presence has a major impact on every part of us. So estrogen's role is to regulate our menstrual cycle. It supports brain function and memory. It helps keep your skin plump and hydrated. It strengthens bones and prevents osteoporosis. It protects our heart by keeping cholesterol in check. And it also has an anti-inflammatory effect on the body. So estrogen is our feel-good, energizing hormone. It helps regulate neurotransmitter serotonin, the brain chemical responsible for our happiness and emotional stability. It also supports the production of dopamine, which influences our motivation, pleasure, and reward, and helps reduce cortisol levels, which is our stress hormone, helping you manage anxiety. As estrogen levels drop during perimenopause and menopause, so does the brain's supply of serotonin and dopamine. This is why you may feel more anxious, moody, low motivation, or experience sudden bursts of sadness. It's not you, it's your chemistry. One of my clients started seeing me at the peak of her menopause. She told me she wasn't coping and anxiety had suddenly appeared. Her coping mechanism was drinking wine in the evening, but this was now having a knock-on effect with her sleep and making her feel worse. We made a few changes in her diet and sleep routine, and she received reflexology sessions to help reduce her stress and bring her hormones back into an even keel. Within a couple of weeks, her anxiety levels had dropped, and she eventually went through her menopause smoothly. So let's look at progesterone. If estrogen is like Beyonce, then progesterone is a more supportive, nurturing co-star. It's known as our soothing, calming hormone. It helps us feel relaxed, supports restful sleep, reduces nervous tension, and keeps our emotions balanced. This is often the first hormone to dip during perimenopause, which can lead to shorter cycles and spotting before periods. A lady in her 40s described her lying in bed not able to fall asleep, overthinking everything from her son's maths homework to a work meeting she had the following day. This wasn't her worrying over small things, this was her drop in progesterone. While cortisol isn't a sex hormone, it plays a huge role here. Estrogen suppresses our sex hormone cortisol, and as estrogen and progesterone decline, cortisol can spike more easily, making you feel more reactive, more jittery, and more sensitive to stress. So, what's starting to happen for you right now as you're going through this transition of menopause is your stress bucket is lightly overflowing. And what used to feel like a bit of stress, you could cope with it, now feels like the world's on fire. This isn't just emotional, it's physiological. Here's what might be happening. Your nervous system is in an overdrive, stuck in a fight or flight loop. Your body is struggling to regulate stress without enough hormonal support. You're more sensitive to everyday stresses, things like crowds, noises, decisions, and even socializing. You've lost consistent sleep, making everything feel harder. You may have unprocessed emotions or trauma that are surfacing now that your body's more sensitive. This is really common during the menopause transition. If this is the case, please don't try to process these by yourself. Seek a professional therapist or counsellor who can help you navigate what's coming up. And perhaps the hardest part of all this is you're still trying to do it all. Let's take a moment and look at your personal anxiety picture. I want you to ask yourself, when does my anxiety usually show up? Is it first thing in the morning? Is it after you've had your morning coffee? Is it before social events? What are the common themes? Is it fear of being judged? Is it overwhelm, sensory overload? And what's changed recently in my life? Relationships? Is it your work? Or maybe your health? What I want you to do is write down 2 or 3 things that seem to spark your anxious feelings. So if you want to pause the video now, just to take a couple of minutes, please do so. Now that you've got some clarity, let's give you a quick tool you can use right away. It's the solar plexus reflex right in the centre of the palms on both hands. This point helps reduce tension, calm your nervous system and reduce anxiety in the moment. The solar plexus corresponds to the area in the body just below the sternum or the breastbone. It's a group of nerves that are located in the abdomen. This nerve group is the control centre for all your abdominal organs like your liver, stomach, pancreas and gallbladder, as well as controlling your body's stress response. You've probably heard of reflexology and that it's on the feet, but it can also be done on the hands, it can be done on the face, even the ears and the cranial. But it's easy to do reflexology on your own hands. And you'll find the solar plexus reflex in the centre of your palm. So I just want you to try and find it. I want you to cup your hand slightly, and in the dip is the reflex point. So we're going to just have a little go at just going right through one round of pressing the reflex point. So with your opposite thumb, I want you to find the solar plexus reflex. And as you press, I want you to breathe in deeply through the nose, holding for 3 counts, and then breathing out slowly out through the mouth as you release the pressure on the palm. How does it feel? So I'm going to show you a video of working the solar plexus reflex on the hands, on both hands. And if you've got time, I would love you to go through this with me. It's only a couple of minutes, but we're going to be working the solar plexus on both hands. So are you ready? Let's go. So on one of your hands, doesn't matter which, I want you to find the solar plexus, cupping your hand and finding it in the centre of your palm. With your opposite thumb, I want you to press and hold as you breathe in and release, breathing out. Breathing in, holding it. Doesn't matter about the pressure for now. Breathing out whatever feels comfortable. Breathing in and release and breathing out. Changing hands. You can find the point in the centre of your palm, in the little dip, the opposite thumb. You're now going to press and breathe in, holding it. Release and breathe out. Breathing in as you press, Breathing out and release. Last one. Breathing in as you press. Breathing out as you release. Well done. This point connects to your diaphragm and nervous system and signals your body it's safe to soften and calm down. So you can use this point whenever you're feeling anxious, stressed, or overwhelmed. Use it if you're nervous before a meeting, emotionally triggered, or you're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning with your mind racing. It's simple, it's discreet, and incredibly effective. I recently used it when I had a trip to my dentist and I was quite nervous before the appointment. So I sat in the waiting room and I did a little bit of reflexology on my hand, particularly the solar plexus reflex. Nobody knew what I was doing, not even the dentist when I was having my treatment done. So use it, it's there, and it's easy. So just a quick recap, your anxiety is linked to a real hormone shift. It's not a personal weakness. Estrogen, progesterone, and cortisol all play a role in your emotional state, maybe that you're feeling today. And you can begin to feel calmer by understanding your body and using simple tools like pressing the solar plexus reflex. So I want you to take 5 minutes just to reflect. I want you to identify 3 triggers that consistently create anxiety or stress for you. And I want you to practice the solar plexus reflex for 2 minutes today, maybe in the morning, maybe this evening. And I want you to jot down how you feel afterwards. So in your workbook, you've got a space to explore today's task. There's also a recap on how to use the solar plexus reflex. And there's a space to reflect on your hand reflexology practice. There's a few questions in there, so go off and complete that now. And come and join our Facebook community. The link's below. Come and tell us how you've got on today. There's plenty of support in there for you. And I'd love to know your thoughts on your practice of your solar plexus reflex. I'm here. If you've got any questions, please do ask and find me.